Tuesday, November 1st, the Planning Board started the deliberation process for the proposed development at 557 Highland Avenue. Their focus was around the project's floor area ratio, or FAR. Many concerned residents have persistently expressed their opposition to the proposed scale and density of the project and asked for a smaller FAR. That was closer to a 1.0, so it would bring less traffic to the nearby neighborhood. The FAR is calculated by dividing the total floor area of the buildings by the total area of the parcel. The current proposed FAR is 1.21. Here is municipal producer Yusha Yuan with the highlights of their discussion.
Most planning board members said they were in favor of the FAR because it is compliant with the zoning bylaw and is a compromise from the 1.31 FAR that the developer company Balfinch originally proposed. Planning Board Vice Chair Jean McKnight said she believed the traffic mitigation measures that Balfinch suggested would provide effective solutions.
Generally, I want to say that I'm in favor of granting the relief because I think the traffic and other impacts of the increased FAR and the increased height can be mitigated.
The current zoning regulation allows a 0.7 FAR on the site by right, but applicants can apply for a special permit through the Planning Board for a maximum 1.35 FAR. At the previous hearings the Planning Board held to solicit feedback on this project, many residents pointed it out because the calculation of FAR applied to the site excludes the parking garage as floor area. The 5-story garage included in the proposal would significantly increase the FAR in reality. Planning Board member Paul Alper said it is a standard practice, which also applies to other business districts in town.
We don't want all that parking space to take away from the retail space, the commercial space.
Board member Artie Crocker's stance was a stark contrast.
This is much larger than what I believe should be allowed in this space, and I do not believe reducing it will have any real impact on what's happening with the tax ability for the town itself.
Crocker added he considered the modification Balfinch made was practically minor.
They shaved some of the glass, glass atrium area from the 120 exit ramp side. They just shaved a little bit of that off, and then they just took a couple of notches off part of the building. That brought it down from 1.25 to 1.21. So technically they they reduce the size? Yes, but from a practical standpoint, did they reduce it? No, not really.
Crocker also raised questions about the 50-foot setback requirement. He said the current design for the setback area does not give enough room for green space, which includes a 10-foot fitness path surrounded by a 5-foot permeable surface on each side.
Now those trees are literally sitting right at Highland Avenue. So it takes away that breathing zone, that breathing aspect of the comfortability, the feeling, the buffer of what it's really intended for.
He said he would like to see both buildings be pushed back from the main roads. In October, the board closed the public hearing phase regarding this project, but kept it open to feedback from the health department. Some residents are concerned about the town's ability to oversee the safety of a life science company, which Balfinch intends to have in the future. Only labs operating at the biosafety level 1 or 2 will be allowed. Balfinch said companies of these 2 levels will only pose low or no risk to the public. The Planning Board has received a memo from the Needham Public Health Division, which enumerated all the biotechnology companies that operate and once operated in town. Although the board did not have a chance to thoroughly discuss this topic, Paul Alper and Chair Adam Block both agreed the memo showed the town would be capable of monitoring the future biolab operation on the site. For the Needham Channel News, I'm Yu Xiaoyuan.